Yandy does a story time about the dress she wore to St. John's wedding. That's Bozoma, the designer who made it, how she secured it and everything. So let's get to it.
Okay, so I have to tell you guys how they took me through there to get my wedding dress for Bo's and Keely's wedding in Ghana. Now let me go back. First of all, Bo's invited us to this wedding, and it is for sure, we already knew, going to be the wedding of like the century because Bo's is just that fab. She's one of those girlfriends that you have that never shows up off. So when she says in her wedding invite, y'all better show up and show out, in the invite, you know you gotta show up and show out. So I knew that I had to get my dress from one of my favorite Nigerian designers, Matopada, and she is, when I tell you, incredible. But here's the caveat. I waited to the last minute, and it was 6 days before the wedding that I was like, please tell me you have a dress. And of course she said, no, I don't have a dress that can fit your measurements. And then I said, oh, and one more thing, the dress has to be authentic kente cloth because this is Ghanaian royalty. So she's like, Yandy, I'm going to have to get the fabric from Ghana. I was like, tell me what I gotta do, who I gotta fly from, what I gotta do. She was like, let me figure this out. Later on that day, she's like, hey, here's some fabrics. Which ones do you like? I'm like, oh, I love this one. Okay, so she was like, I'm going to get you this one. So she was able to pull some strings and get somebody to fly that fabric from Ghana that day, then drive it to her dress shop. And I'm like, are we gonna be able to do this? She was like, I don't think so, but we're gonna try. And I'm like, please try. She's like, all right, I'm gonna try. So she gets the fabric, and then she's like, okay, I need your measurements. And I'm like, I have measurements. I sent her something that I did at home, and she was like, this doesn't work. I'm like, I don't know. She's like, go get measuring tape right now. I was at the restaurant literally doing my measurement. She's like, go from here to here, go from here to here, go from here to here. At the restaurant, sitting tables while I'm doing this and doing this, I got her measurement. She was like, all right, I got you. Now she said, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to fly to Lagos to get this dress, make sure it's right in case I have to make any alterations. And then after I make the alterations, you get on a flight back to Ghana. I'm like, okay, cool. Booked my flight to got leave on Monday. I was going to get to Nigeria by Wednesday. Had to stop in Amsterdam, then go to Nigeria. How about we got 2.5 hours into the air, and there was a sick passenger, and they turned us right back. We had to go back to where we came from to start this whole journey all over again. So I lost a whole full day. When I was supposed to get to Ghana early in the morning, I got there a whole day later and that evening. So of course I missed the Nigerian flight to get my dress. So now we just thought was completely doomed and not getting my dress. No. Okay, so while I'm flying, she's sending me updates of how the dress is coming along. First, the structure was amazing. Then she's like, oh, and I'm like, that's perfect. I love it. I'm coming to get it. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. She's like, no, it's not done. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, we have to add beads to it and diamonds and crystals. And I'm like, what? I'm like, how are we going to do this? Now we are 2 days out from this wedding. And she's like, well, we have 3 days. And I'm like, no. The wedding is on Friday. She's like, no, Yandy, you told me Saturday. I was like, no, I made a mistake. The wedding is Friday. She said, so I have 2 days to finish. She said, really, I have 1 day because you're not in Nigeria. You're in Ghana. Or I was in Amsterdam heading to Ghana. And she's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how I'm going to get. She's like, you know what? I'm going to get the whole team on it. I'm going to do my very best, but I just don't know. She's like, but what you have to do is figure out who can fly from Nigeria to Ghana and bring you your dress. So now I'm calling like crazy. She has a whole team of like 8 people working on this dress. And at this point, I am Yandy focused on this dress because both said, you better show up and show out. So finally, I land in Ghana, and I'm so scared because, of course, the dress is not done. She thought she had a whole 36 more hours to go. So I go to a designer, and I'm like, I am in desperate need of a dress. And he's like, I don't have any dresses for you. Flawed, you know how Quad is. She's like, come on, Kenny, you have to have something. You have to find something. There's something. So I went with her fitting for her dress. And glory be to God, he's like, I have this dress. The dress fits perfectly. Now, granted, it's kente, so I couldn't walk because it would fit that ash. But I was like, I'm going to take this. I paid for the dress, and I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do because I don't know if I'm just gonna make it. Paid for the dress. It was stunning. And he's like, I'm going to be your dress for you. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm still like praying and wishing and hoping that I can get my Nigerian dress to me. And I just didn't know, and she didn't know how it was going to happen. Then I get a call. She's like, listen, we found a flight that's going to land at 1:24 on Friday. what time is the wedding? I'm like, the car pickup is at 12. She's like, 12? I'm like, yeah, at 12. The wedding is starting at 2 and I have got to be on time. I don't want to miss 1 second of it. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, okay, Yandy, I don't know. That's the best that I can figure out to happen. I'm like, all right, let's get the dress here. And I was like, worst case scenario, I'm going to have 2 dresses and I'll just change. But in my head, I'm like, probably not going to. So I'm like praying, and then I get a call that the flight is delayed. The flight that was supposed to come in at 1:44 was not going to arrive until 3:59. And I'm like, oh, my dreams of this dress is just over. I'm like, okay. Thank God I had a beautiful dress from Kenny, but I'm like, I really, really, really want this dress because we prayed and we fought and we tried real hard to make this dress happen. But it was landing late. So I get in the car and, you know, me and Quad in our fashion. The car pickup was supposed to be 12. We probably got into the car about 12:30 because Whitey should have told us the wedding was really starting at 2. So we got in the car, you know, 12:30, 1-ish. We got to the wedding on time and I'm in this fab dress and I'm just like pretty convinced that this is just going to be what it is. The dress was beautiful. Walked in, I felt beautiful, felt amazing. And I'm like, yes, this is my look, right, for the wedding. My girlfriend, Karen, was just coming into town, I believe, and she hit me like, hey, Yandy, what's up? I hear that you're in Ghana. What you doing today? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm at this wedding. Are you near the airport? She's like, yeah, I'm right here. I was like, oh, can you pick up my dress? It's landing. And she was like, I'm here. I'll just wait for it. If that ain't God, I don't know what is God. She waited for my dress. She got my dress. The minute that the main ceremony was over and it was time for the reception, she's like, I'm outside. So wedding was over. It was beautiful, by the way. That's my dress. Oh my gosh, thank you. It made it. When I tell you the people of Ghana are just amazing, hence the reason why I feel like I'm Ghanaian. They're my family. There was a security booth. And I was like, do you guys know where a restroom is? I need to change. They're like, the restroom is a little small here. We'll move the police officers out, the security booth. You can just change in our office. Every police officer stepped out so that I can change in the headquarters, the security headquarters at the venue. Okay, so remember I told you guys, I wasn't sure if my dress was gonna make it. But oh my God, I am getting all snatched and tied into the dress. It just landed and oh my gosh, wait till I make this dress. It's so amazing. When I tell you, when I put that dress on, baby, and it fit like a glove, oh my God. Natopra, I love you so very much. There aren't words enough to express your brilliance, your consistency. You like never miss. And you're just perfect. And I love you so much. This dress was stunning. Look at these pictures, you guys. I mean, stunning. No fitting, nothing. And it fit like a glove. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you so much. Okay, stay tuned for like a million videos and pictures because this was the most beautiful wedding ever. All right? That's it. That's all I'm here to say. Bye.